Hello guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. So if you like trading cryptocurrencies and learning the best strategies to do so, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and give us a follow on Twitch. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart here, as well as run through a lot of alts that have been doing, some specifically have been doing very well today. And just, I'll give my overall analysis on the market. I have one little news article for you guys, and then we will jump right into charting out any altcoins you guys are interested in. So with that, this is the Bitcoin daily chart. If I zoom out a little bit here, you can see the entire bull run here. And so the importance of looking at the daily, not only to take a step back and see, that this could very well just be a cool down period before we make higher highs, but the 200-day EMA here in green, this line here, that is one of the main moving averages that we want to you know get above and make support on. That's kind of the first key move that Bitcoin needs to make in order to resume this bull run. And I do think it will happen, but it may take, a couple more weeks, possibly even a couple months before we are able to, break that first key resistance and make support on it, as kind of a first step there. And also I have in yellow here the 50-day EMA. So Bitcoin's holding up pretty well today and this week, which is good, because what we don't want to see is a cross between the 50 and the 200-day. Sorry, that's the 9. Here we go. The 50 in purple and the 200-day. We do not want to see a cross between these two, because the majority of the time that is they call it the death cross, and it's quite a bearish cross most of the time, not all of the time. But if Bitcoin can, hold up these levels, there is a chance that they get close but never end up actually touching. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And if you've been watching the channel, my take on what's going to happen is the smart money is going to keep accumulating down in the low 30s, and they're going to try to keep it in this range until they're happy with how much they've accumulated. And in my opinion, not financial advice, that could be minimum really like 1 month, and then all the way up to like 3 months, I would say, before we really get started again. And yeah, so that's what I think will happen, but in no way do I think the bull run's over. We may have one final dip towards the end of this accumulation phase, where we dip maybe down to 28,000 to shake out the final weak hands that are left. But then after that, I think it will be basically like an hourly wick, and then we will start to go up to all-time highs after something like that. So again, I think we stay in between these blue lines here, roughly 30 to 40K, give or take, for a month or two more, before we resume the blast off phase of this bull run that should be much more parabolic, in my opinion, before we top out. So with that, let's I have one quick news article, and then we'll get to your altcoins, guys. This is nothing, crazy. I just thought it was interesting. It's another like just macro positive thing for crypto. Basically, colleges, excuse me, colleges are looking for, experts and basically professors to teach crypto and blockchain courses. This is going mainstream. They're going to need a lot of people to, uh, a lot of people are going to want to learn this stuff, and they're going to need a lot more people to teach it. Uh, so yeah, another just mainstream. You can see it every day. There's something like this where crypto is being, ingrained into our society slowly but surely. And at some point, I think it's going to start speeding up a lot faster than it is now. But yeah, that's all I got as far as news and Bitcoin analysis today. We will look at a lot of altcoins later. So thanks for tuning into that. If you like the content, please feel free to subscribe or give a follow on Twitch. And with that, I will turn back on the music, and let me check out the chat here. How's it going, Duck and JSK? Nice to see you guys. I hope you're having a good week. Thank you for to bless you. And yeah, so I'm interested in what your guys' take is on, what's going to happen here. But my game plan for the next month or so, unless Bitcoin does anything drastic, and by drastic, basically, I mean, it would have to break 30K, or really, I drastic, I would say, break the 200-day moving average and close a couple daily candles above it. That would be, those two moves would be unexpected, in my opinion, at this moment in time. I think we need a little bit more time to kind of bore the dumb money out of the market. That's what I think the smart money is trying to do anyway. And during that time, basically we have a range here, 40 to 30,000, 30 to 40,000. And I think I'm going to be trading altcoins within these. As Bitcoin moves here, altcoins are tending to pump harder and dump harder than Bitcoin is. But they're mainly, most of them are following Bitcoin's lead in doing that. So I'm trying to accumulate more Bitcoin through the BTC pairings. That's kind of my game plan over the next month at the least. So yeah, I'll check out a lot of altcoins. I'll tell you the ones I have been focused on. But yeah, let me know if there's any particular ones you guys want to look at, and what you guys are thinking is going to happen. I am not in Miami this week, like most of the Bitcoin people out there. Hey JSK, hey, I think yeah, I am very, very confident that you know, we're not. I do not believe like we're entering the bear market. Um, One warning sign that we may be entering the bear market is if we were to blast off like to 50K, you know, 50, 55K relatively soon, and then kind of uh, drop hard from there. That would be scary. It's going sideways here for a month or two. Uh, that looks a lot more like the 2013 bull run, and that makes more sense. So, and like th- this, you know, being the top looks nothing like what previous tops have. And the metrics are still the fundamentals are still great for crypto and Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a lot of bearish sentiment right now, um, but yeah, I think this is accumulation mode, and yeah, I think that's a very good strategy. Just accumulating, you know, especially the coins, you know, that you feel are less risky because, you know, they have value in the crypto space. I think that's a very good idea. And if in fact we do end up moving sideways and then entering, you know, some parabolic run, that will probably pay off very, very well. So I like that strategy. Let's take a look at Ethereum. If I can find it here. Yeah, it will continue to change. It may, you know, I'm not opposed to the expanded cycles, like where they last longer, and, you know, diminishing returns where, you know, we're not going to see the same sort of multiples that we saw previously. But yeah, and I think the volatility will go down in general. Obviously, we saw a huge markdown here, but as the space gets bigger, the volatility should continue, or should go down. And yeah, it is going to change because there's going to be, you know, the number of people that get into this space. I believe it's doubling every year. So, and I believe it's only about 3% right now out of the world are have some sort of crypto allocation. So yeah, I think you know, with the amount of people that get into it, it's going to stabilize more, and there's going to be some defined leaders in the space. It's not gonna be so easy eventually to create some, you know, copycat coin, or, you know, the scam coins. It will be easy to create them, but for them to really catch fire, I think it's going to be harder. How's it going, Maverick? This is Ethereum's daily. And you know what's good about this, let's put on the other ones here. Ethereum has stayed above the 200-day moving average this entire time, but currently if we close today, we will be above the 50, the 9 and the 921 and 50-day moving averages. So that would be, if we close in the next 3 hours, if we could stay above pretty much 2765, we'd close above all those moving averages, which would be pretty good for Ethereum. I feel like that would be a nice sign for it. But you can see we have, you know, we're basically forming this ascending triangle here. Bitcoin getting dumped this Friday, huh? Let's see, tomorrow. And why do you say that, Maverick? I'm not totally I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious because this is the daily, so we did break out of this triangle pattern, but we still have not made a daily higher high. So we would have to get above 40,900. We'd have to get above there to kind of break this. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. So I'm not totally against that concept, but I do think, my opinion is that they're gonna do it for a longer period of time. They're gonna make people believe, you know, Bitcoin settled down, and then normally, like if you're familiar with the Wyckoff accumulations, there's one final spring that goes down below the lower low. So, you know, I think we drop down to 27, 28. They're gonna dump it to hell. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I wouldn't put my money on that. I don't think I don't know. We'll see. There was a lot of smart money that stepped in and bought at these levels. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to be on vacation next week, so I won't be on, but I will remember the next time I'm streaming, and we'll see if you were right. As far as the RSI goes, so we do have some, I mean, we do have some bearish divergence from there to there and there to there, so that doesn't look great. Yeah, kind of hedge your bets. Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't think we're breaking above 42,000 anytime soon. I don't think that's happening, but I also don't think I don't think we're crashing below 30 anytime soon either. Let's take a look at some alts here. So yeah, Ethereum, like I was saying, you know, hitting some resistance again right around this fib level, 2,900. But still holding up this upward trend line. So we're basically forming this ascending triangle here, and a breakthrough here would be very, very nice. Yeah, I don't think we're breaking below 20K. Yeah, I don't see that happening. That's Ethereum USD. And again, currently above all of its moving averages on the 4-hour too. So, you know, if Ethereum can break this area here, basically 2,900, if it could break 3,000, that's going to be very, very powerful, I think. But I don't think it's going to be easy, so we'll see. Ethereum BTC, kind of the same thing going on here. So another ascending triangle here. And again, hitting the same sort of resistance here. If we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, it's continuing to fall from the, you know, it spiked again about a week ago, or a little longer, about 10 days ago, which was like 5 days after the initial drop in Bitcoin. About 5 days later, the alts all hit their bottoms against Bitcoin on the Bitcoin pairings, and that's when this peaked at around 48.5% for Bitcoin dominance. And ever since, we've been making lower lows and lower highs. So we just made another lower low today, and this is a kind of a key, you know, is somewhat of a support here. So if we break this, which is basically where we're at like right now, you could see a pretty decent sized candle down if that happens. Just by RLC. And yeah, I know I told you I had gotten out of RLC once I made a decent profit. I wish I stayed in a little longer. But yeah, I've been tempted a few times to get back in. It has done pretty well since it's had its moments since the crash anyway. Yeah, so let's see here. So yeah, what I think is going to happen, I think we see another, I was saying this before the crash. DeFi was starting to heat up big time. Yearn Finance, Maker, Aave, Synthetics, Uniswap, they were all Sushi, they were all really starting to, they were making really nice daily moves, right? Like the days before Bitcoin dumped on us. So um, if Bitcoin holds steady, I see that coming back again because people are going to be looking to make some, if the market isn't moving as crazy, I think it makes sense for people to look for, you know, other ways of making some sort of profits and farming, yield farming, staking, interest, that type of stuff. So, and I think a lot of the, money that smart money, the big money that's coming into the space, if they aren't, investing in Bitcoin, or even if they are, the other sector that seems to be enticing, people with a lot of money the most would be DeFi. And it makes sense because they can make really nice interest off a lot of money. So Theta, let's look at Theta, up 20% today. Yeah, basically Theta formed a nice W here, and I would expect it's going to go up to this first fib level here at 1030, 1038, 1036, probably before getting any major pullback. I mean, it is possible it comes down and makes support on this again, but yeah, Theta doing very well. Rune, Thorchain, another. You can see it's forming a similar pattern to Ethereum here with the ascending triangle, and you can see getting above this fib level, making, seems to be making nice support on it. That's what you want to see. Multiple hits on it, basically, where traders are like, I'm not going to let it get lower than that. I will buy it at that price, So we'll see a lot of coins have this similar pattern here that they have to break up above that. Yeah, shorting RLC could get you in a world of hurt. Seeing as it's like 200% down from its top. And if we look at Rune BTC, same sort of thing here, but even closer to breaking the resistance here. So I like how Rune looks. But yeah, if Bitcoin does, come down from here, hopefully the Bitcoin pairings will hold up. If it's not like a dramatic drop, I think there's a good chance most of the Bitcoin pairings hold up. Here is Link. Same sort of thing here. Let's see. It did break its supply line, which is nice. And it's still holding this uptrend here, so same sort of thing here. It's got to break this fib level. Let's look at BNB. So BNB, same thing, same sort of pattern here, but it's literally at the, if it breaks up here, I think BNB is going to have a very nice day whenever that happens. Could get rejected here, come back down to this fib level, or back down to this trend line and then go try again. But it did wick above already, which is basically 423, and it's at 420 right now, so we'll see. Keep an eye on this. Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing, and you can see the Bitcoin pairing did break. You can see as soon as it broke its highs after the initial capitulation and Bitcoin, as soon as it broke that convincingly, boom, you have two big green candles, and now we're holding up above the fib level here and the 4-hour EMA. Then so yeah, I like how Binance looks. That's that looks really good. Let's see here. Cardano, same thing. Bring this out to here. It broke the initial supply line. You got a boost here. Broke this symmetrical triangle, and now we form more of a ascending triangle pattern, just like all the other ones we just looked at. Same sort of chart, but Cardano, it's like Ethereum, very close to, seems to have gotten rejected over the past, 20 hours, but yeah, it breaks this and things are looking really good. If it does get rejected, you got a couple of main supports that you could look for a bounce at. The fib level here and the trend line. Let's look at DOT. I mean, same exact thing for DOT. I don't have it drawn out here, but DOT's a little, I mean, it got above this fib level, so that's a very good sign if it makes support on there. But this initial rally here wasn't as strong as some of the other ones. But yeah, same sort of thing here. Kusama. Now, Kusama is one that had a similar pattern and broke out. You can see as soon as it broke this fib level, this candle, and now making support on the next level, just climbing these rungs here. He's got the inside scoop. Yeah, I like Kusama. You can see it got up to this fib level, made support, and boom, blasted up. Had a nice bull flag. Blasted up. Now it looks to me like the same exact thing. Another bull flag. So, and Kusama has a lot of fundamental. The parachain auctions are happening with Kusama. And these are it's multiple crypto projects bidding for a parachain slot on the Polkadot network, which gets tested on Kusama first. So, and there's a limited number of slots. So this is kind of news that keeps on giving, because it's gonna probably happen over, I don't know how long till they fill all the slots, but probably I would guess a couple months of, you know, bidding. I don't know what's happened so far, but, and maybe I'm wrong that it would take that long, but yeah, and some of the, I believe it's XRT, the Robonomics. I know they had been working, testing on Kusama like for a long time, and I believe they got a slot, and I think their price, their you know, their crypto went up a lot, like 40% or something the other day when that was confirmed. So yeah, I think all this is gonna continue to help Kusama and Polkadot. So but yeah, that looks really good on the USD. And if we look at the BTC chart, let's see here. So similar move, obviously, but this one is getting rejected off the off of this fib level. So we'll see. I'm guessing the USD will probably lead the way in this, so this might not be having too much of an effect. But let's look at Aave. So this is Aave USD, and you can see it is this $400 mark is giving Aave quite a some problems here. But if it breaks it, most likely going right up to 455 relatively quickly, I would guess. So if it gets rejected, you know, there's your upper trend line. So maybe you come back down to 350 and then go back up. So we'll see, but it's really hugging up here this on the 4 hour here. So we'll have to see. And the Bitcoin chart, very similar. You can see I drew this out a couple days ago. If it had broken here, maybe it would have played out a little better, but it's still the same thing. Get up here, make support, and then I think you're gonna have a nice move. But yeah, you can see it did lose the trend line here, broke bearish. So but that's actually not really, that was a short-term trend line, so this is actually the long-term trend line. So from the first bottom there. So yeah, still same sort of thing. Let's take a look at Uniswap. Same thing here. It's really tightening up in this. We'll see, it might, it's right on this trend line, so it's still in this this ascending triangle, if you want to call it that. So we'll see if it might get rejected and have to come back down to lower levels. So if we look at the Bitcoin pairing, had a nice strong move initially, and now just kind of hanging out in this between these fib levels here. Here is Maker, another DeFi play. So this is Maker USD. Yeah, I mean, it broke bullish, it broke the supply line there, and now we're seeing, it's kind of hugging all these moving averages and the fib level and this upper trend line here. So it's still technically above it right now, but to see what happens there. Newbie, how's it going, man? I'm doing pretty well. Not a bad day in the crypto markets. You guys give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks, Duck, for that 2-month subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. In NL, The Netherlands? Let me know, newbie. If I'm just, if my brain is just slow, I'm trying to think of what NL is. I'm gonna guess the Netherlands because I know a lot of people are from around that area. For some reason, a lot of people that watch my channel are from that area. Nice. So you are you trading at all? Any coins you want to look at? This is Bitcoin currently on the 4-hour. What is nice, you know, most people look at the daily EMAs or the hourlies, which is good. On the 4-hour, you know, if Bitcoin closes where it is now, at least, will be above the 9, the 21, and the 54-hour EMAs. So that's nice. Let me go to the 6-hour. Same with the 6-hour and the 12-hour. 12-hour, we're still below the 50, but above the 9 and the 21. So, I mean, as far as that portfolio goes, I don't have a problem with any of those. So, you know, if you're under the opinion that the bull run is not over, which is what my opinion is, then, you know, when it gets going again, all of those, you know, Raoul Pal, who's, you know, a big investor, successful investor, he's extremely bullish on crypto, and he's very, very bullish on Ethereum. I heard him say the other week in like some sort of conference or interview, his portfolio is 25% Bitcoin, 55% Ethereum, and 20% alts. So, and he, you know, as far as the alts go, he said, I don't know if, you know, Cardano or Polkadot will be successful in what they're attempting to do, but he believes, you know, if Bitcoin does break 100K, percentage-wise, Ethereum's going to do better than Bitcoin, and percentage-wise, Cardano and Polkadot are going to do better than Ethereum. And then if you're with that thinking, then Uniswap and Link will probably do better than Cardano and Polkadot, percentage-wise, you know, so... you know, and if you look at the beginning of the bull run, that I believe that is held up. I think, let me think. Yeah, I think Ethereum did a little bit better than Bitcoin from like its all-time high uh, to where it ended up topping out. Its all-time high from last bull run, uh, and then Cardano and Polkadot. I know they did more multiples. Cardano was like 4 cents a year ago, 2 cents or 4 cents like a year ago, and it's hit over $2. So, uh, yeah. Obviously, you know, Uniswap, Cardano, Polkadot, Litecoin, and Link are all riskier, but they're nowhere near. They're all in the top 20. So I have no problem with that sort of risk. I think they've all proven themselves to be useful, and most likely will do very well in the crypto, in crypto as a whole. But yeah, just remember, not financial advice, but at some point, my guess would be later on this year, like fall, winter, Bitcoin will probably go parabolic and top out. And then the altcoins most likely will do the same very, very shortly after that. And you want to be taking profits on the way up into your currency, which I guess is the euro. Take profits on the way up in like increments, because it will dump again. It will dump 50 to 75%, somewhere in there, if I had to guess. So from the top. So right. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you didn't get shaken out for being new to this. You didn't get in exactly at a great time, but if you hold on tight, I think you're gonna be happy you got in the first place. But you just might have to be very patient. But not years, I don't think. I think months, a couple months, and maybe we start moving up again to like all-time highs. That's my opinion. Let's see here, Bitcoin. Let's go to the hourly. Yeah, so, and specifically on your portfolio there, if Bitcoin holds up, if it continues to go higher, or even if it starts to kind of go down here, if we don't have any major drops, then most of the alts you mentioned are looking very good. Yeah, I think the patient ones in this are going to be the winners. You just gotta remember, as far as history goes, these bull runs do top out, and they do go down quite significantly in value. So you want to make some money that will actually help your livelihood. So I'll let you know when I start taking profits. It will probably be around basically from like 75K. Like if Bitcoin hits 75K, I'll probably start taking profits out of my entire portfolio in very small increments all the way up to, you know, 200K if we were to go that high. But I'll continue to take profits maybe every 5-10 grand that Bitcoin goes up. So, so it's kind of hard to say for specific coins. Like we kind of have an idea of like where Bitcoin is gonna go. So one way you could figure that out for ETH would be the way I kind of measure ETH. If Bitcoin gets to 100K, I expect ETH to get to 10K. If Bitcoin gets to 200K, I expect ETH to get to 20K. I think those are very possible numbers. So if that was to happen, you know, so I said I was planning to take out probably more like 2% of my, let's say, my Bitcoin holdings when it gets to 75K, and then maybe another 2% at 80K. So if you were going the same, it might not happen at the same time, but if I was going by that ratio, I maybe pull 2% of my Ethereum holdings when Ethereum hit 7,500, you know? And then when it hits 8,000, I pull another 2%, something like that, all the way up to 20K. So, you know, something, everyone's going to have a different, you know, system, but that's generally what my plan is to be. Because I think we're going to hit, you know, 150K in Bitcoin. I think that is a pretty fair, you know. But yeah, I won't be surprised if we hit 100K and that's the top, or if we hit 300K and that's the top. It's really hard to tell how, because it could get really, really crazy really, really fast. And we could go to numbers we didn't think were likely. So Here is VeChain having a nice day today, and it might even get better if it can break. You can see it's got this nice same sort of pattern here, the ascending triangle here, and if we put right about there, it's been hitting, you know, it hit resistance here, hit resistance here, now we're hitting resistance here. But if this is to break, you know, there is not much resistance until 16, 17 cents. So yeah, I mean, I understand. This was in my opinion, an extremely huge failure in Bitcoin as far as marketing goes, because they called it, you know, stacking sats, S-A-T-S. It's like Satoshis. Are like smaller portions of a Bitcoin, you know? So they should have called them bits, in my opinion. And I know it sounds like a small little thing, but if people were like, oh, I've got 1,000 bits, you know, they might have felt a lot more, you know, because I understand what you're saying, like you're OCD with that. So they should have called them bits, in my opinion. I think more people would have been like, oh, I've got 5,000 bits, I've got 1,000,000 bits, you know. And then I don't know, it might be 1,000,000 bits is 1 Bitcoin, or 1,000,000 sats. So, you know, then you could say I've got 1 Bitcoin. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but that isn't a bad, you know, a lot of people think Ethereum could flip Bitcoin and become the #1 coin by market cap. I think it's very possible in the future. And I think there's a big argument to be made that Ethereum has a much wider use case. Bitcoin's basically, you know, its best use case is a store of value, which I think it is very, very good at. But Ethereum isn't competing to be that. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, stacking ETH is a very good, nothing wrong with that. So this is the DeFi perpetual futures. Here is VeChain BTC, which is basically fighting a fib level here, which was also resistance back here. So yeah, looking good. If we could break some of these So so if there was one coin, like if I'm gonna talk about coins like that are similar to your portfolio, like risk wise, I mean, I would have to go with I'd have to go with Aave or Uniswap. Oh, you said you have Uniswap. Okay, so Aave or and you have Polkadot. I was gonna say Kusama. Um, Kusama is like the testing coin for Polkadot's network. So they kind of go hand in hand. Normally, when one of them pumps, the other one does. Uh, but so I would say I would say Aave being like the one of the biggest lending DeFi play. I mean, the amount of money that could flow into that space is trillions of dollars. If DeFi takes a huge piece of central banking, it's just so much money. So the DeFi space can grow. And Aave is actually trying to get like making part of it more centralized to make institutional money feel safer getting in. So some people don't like that, but it's kind of like a separate entity. It's kind of a separate part, but it could do very, very well if that takes off. And then Rune Thorchain is another one that's just been very, very successful this year, and it's like it's cross-chain DeFi. So those two would probably be out of what you don't have already. I like what you have already, so no, your portfolio I would say is low to medium. And I would put Aave and Rune in low to medium as well, as far as risk goes. Compared to the rest of the market, I'm saying. Obviously, no, let me pull up what they are doing here. There it is. So this was just May 12th. Reveals permissioned pool for institutions. So they already have like their own, lending pools and staking pools, but now, so excuse me, it will feature KYC. So if you're going to, put money in this pool or borrow from this pool, you have to do KYC, which pretty much means you have to give your name, address, some identification, pretty much. And then AML restrictions, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, anti-money laundering requirements. So, so basically they're setting up a separate pool, so it's not part of, what they have now that's totally decentralized and everything. So, and this will still be decentralized. It's just going to have some more, and it's designed for institutional investors that are kind of like very skeptical of, putting a bunch of tons of money into this space with no sort of regulation, really. So, or at least no, like, they want some sort of information on who's in the pool, like who's going to borrow from them, stuff like that. So it's it's I think it's being tested right now, but again, it's not really affecting what they already do now. It's kind of a separate pool. And I mean, if this gets, if this starts to get adopted by big institutional investors because they feel a little bit more comfortable, it makes them comfortable enough to put in billions of dollars, I don't see how this couldn't really, let's see, I believe Aave is, let me see here. Yeah, this was yesterday. Aave soars past 20 billion total value locked. And a third of that has come after it deployed its layer 2 solution, Polygon, which is Matic. So they were like, we're not going to wait for anything else. Let's use what's available now. They adopted Polygon Matic, which gets rid of the whole Ethereum transaction fees and everything like that. So and since then they 7.8 billion have been locked up in the Polygon's blockchain, Aave's fund that's on Polygon's blockchain. So it's pretty crazy, but it's the top. You can see this. Maker was the biggest, and since the beginning of the year, really, Aave has, been very, very successful. This is total value locked up. Aave now has 44% and Maker has 30%. So when Maker had, 80 some 90% at one point. So yeah, and I just think it's proven to be a project that's working like very hard to continue growth. So, and it's the top dog in decentralized lending. That space is huge in the centralized world. So, it could grow a 1,000-fold once crypto goes totally mainstream. Yeah, Matic, everyone was complaining about the Ethereum gas fees, on Uniswap and everything. And, that's just the swapping platform. But then they had the same problems on all of the applications on the Ethereum network that need to do transactions as well. So Matic stepped up and said, we can fix this. And they just started making partnerships. A lot of people were waiting for Optimism rollups to come out, which are supposed to come out this month, I believe. And then they got delayed. And then just more and more projects were like, we're going to use Polygon, we're going to use Matic, and they've just grown tremendously. They've grown so fast. Probably one of the best top 3 coins you could have had, last summer. If you had it, you would be doing extremely, extremely well today. It's gone up so much. Theta is another one that same thing. Theta went crazy. As far as like the NFT space, which Theta is kind of in, but they do a ton more. This is another one of those not safe, but less risky top coins I like, that I think will do very well in the future. Yeah, I missed on Matic too. Let's check on Bitcoin here. So, on the 15-minute, try to figure out what Bitcoin's next move is. Tightening up again. Yeah, yeah, Theta, like Theta is like the number one decentralized YouTube type platform. And I believe they have like a partnership with Samsung, and they're doing an NFT marketplace coming up soon. So um, it's definitely uh, one I wish I had, and you know, if you know, when and if we do go into a bear market, whenever that is, um, and I really feel like prices bottom out, now anyone in this space has a pretty good, if you really understand, educate yourself on this space, like projects like Theta, Matic, when they're at their, you know, lows again, I know which coins I'm going to start accumulating in the bear market, is my point. There's some that really stand out. All right, newbie, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be on vacation next week, but the week after that, I'm going to be putting in a couple more hours each day and content and stuff, so should be good. back, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like Bitcoin might be starting to move up higher again. We'll have to see. VeChain is still working on getting past that. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off for now. I will see you not next week, but the Monday after that. God bless.